It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's live again. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's live again.
Are you ready?
Helping people who are living and working in Spain. It's the Wright Way with David Wright.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Right Way with me, David Wright, and a very big thank you to John Alex for keeping us entertained this afternoon. Thank you, John. Some great music there. Well, it's almost the weekend. It's Friday. It's a warm 30 degrees out there and a nice warm weekend forecast. A little bit overcast in some areas and no chance of rain by the look of it. So that's looking good, isn't it? Okay, come and join me. The comment section has opened. It's rebooted now, so come and say hi in the comment section. I'll be here for the next hour playing you some great music. Loads more tips and advice on living and working in Spain. And coming up on today's show, some notary news that you want to hear about. And also I'll be giving you some tourist news here and a few tips of mine along the way. So come and join us in here on Almeria Radio.
It's Friday. And that Friday feeling, getting you into the mood for the weekend.
David Wright. Help and advice for living and working in Spain. You're listening to The Right Way. The Right Way with David Wright.
So a big hi to Guy in the comment section, JB, the scoring, and Rita G. Hi and welcome. Thanks, Rita, for joining us today. What's the weather like over there in Ireland? And John Alex. Hi, John. Great show, mate. And Guy, this one's for you, mate. Steely Dan there. That was for Guy.
Helping people who are living and working in Spain. It's the Right Way with David Wright.
Now it's time to say a big thank you to the sponsors of my show. Next Stop Ibiza, a professional relocation service and property search in Ibiza. NextStopIbiza.com understands the challenges and the joys of relocating to Ibiza and is committed to making your transition as seamless and stress-free as possible. So, if you're thinking about buying or renting in Ibiza or relocating there, then go straight to nextstopibiza.com. Okay, so the figures are out for the summer holidays here in Spain, and record-breaking Spain. It's broken all records. 93% of hotels across the board in Spain were booked out completely this summer, and even with the prices increased by 15%, all 15% higher prices this year, and they're still booked out. So Spain, another popular destination again. Andalucía was the most booked destination online, and Benidorm was the number one spot for tourists. Just beating Madrid, of course. Okay, so we got the tourist industry chiefs who are also saying that they exceeded all projected figures and beating all records. So yeah, great summer for Spain this year. And they're saying also there's still a shortage of staff for hotel and catering industry. Now, I did do a little a blog post about this a little while ago about jobs, people saying it's hard to get work in Spain, but there's 64,000 jobs still open for people in the tourist industry here in Spain. So check it out online. Okay, time for a Spanish one now. Done by David Bisbal there, born and bred here in Almeria. David Bisbal.
Live.
David Wright. David Wright.
David.
The afternoon show.
Yeah, so Guy, asking about the digital certificate, the digital signature. If you want the information on that, Guy, you go over to the Almeria Radio website, click on the drop-down menu there, and on my page, The Right Way with me, David Wright, there's a link there to all the information on that. But yeah, it is quite a handy thing to have. If you haven't downloaded your digital signature yet, what you can do with it, you can do all sorts of things. You can book appointments online, hospital appointments, things like that. You can make appointments for pretty much all the government offices here without having to go in. It's all done online. You can pay your taxes. You can look up records of your personal records online with the government there. And a little while ago, we did a tax here at home, all through the digital certificate, and we were entitled to a small tax rebate, and that was all done digitally on the certificate from our online computer, and literally within minutes that the return from that tax return told us the amount that we would be getting back, and that it was sent, and I think it was about 8-9 days later that was actually in a bank. It's that quick. It is amazing. So if you haven't got your digital certificate yet, you can do so much with it. I did a post about it. There's all all the information about it over on Almeria Radio website. And just after the ads, I'm going to be playing some ads now, and I'm going to tell you all about these new traffic lines in the road, which some of you might know about, some of you haven't seen yet, but they're starting to take off here in Spain, and it's something we need to know about. Coming up after this.
Helping people who are living and working in Spain. It's The Right Way with David Wright.
Now, have you noticed these lines? They're called dragon's teeth. They're zigzag white lines along. Well, I think they used to have them in the UK, still got them in the UK. They now started to put them everywhere in Spain now. And they have a couple of meanings. They're meant to make you slow down, be aware of a crossing, approaching crossing, or heads up to be on extra alert where there's some sort of hazard above in front of you. So these are called dragon's teeth. They're these zigzag white lines. They're white lines that zigzag coming up to something of a hazard. The idea of these is to narrow the road, make it look narrower. It's only just lines on a road, it's not actually narrower, to make you slow down a little bit. And these are coming in all over Spain now. They've been out for some while, but now Spain has decided that they're a good idea and they're going to be putting them out everywhere. And remember, you can't stop on these, you can't park on them. If you get parked or stopped on them for any reason, you will get a fine. So they're called dragon's teeth. They're out everywhere. Have you seen them where you are? I've seen a couple in town in Almeria, but it's a fairly new thing here, but I'm sure Spain are going to start putting these everywhere. Okay, so Guy's asked a question about tax, and then Guy, I'm not a tax expert. I do understand pretty much a lot of what you're asking there, Guy, but the best way to answer you is go on over to my website. There's a link there to an info help page, and we have one of my experts. There's a tax expert here, a very top tax expert, can answer all your questions. They do free consultations as well. That's over on my info page on the Almeria Radio website. And I've done a lot of videos with the Honorary British Consulate here in Almeria, a good friend of mine. He was also my accountant when I first moved there 20 years ago, and probably a lot of you know Alejandro Salvador was a sponsor of my show as well. Sometimes he helps me out with videos and answers my questions that I can pass on to you guys. So yeah, very helpful guy, a very knowledgeable guy. And also there's I've got a solicitor, a very high up solicitor, and he is part of a group of solicitors down in Malaga that gives me lots of tips and advice on living and working in Spain. Any questions I have, I'll pass them over to him, and he also helps my members over on my membership site with a free consultation. And we've got lots more information, tips and advice over there, so you can always check that out. That's davidwrightonline.com if you've got any questions about living and working in Spain. Also, so some more news about the notary here in Spain. Now, some of you probably be aware of this, but if you're buying or selling in Spain, or you're going to be signing anything important here, there are some new changes to the notary and how it works here. Now, I did this when I changed my mortgage a little while ago. You have to go to the notary about a week before you do an official signing. You make an appointment, you go to the notary. So say, for example, you're buying or selling a property here, you go to the notary as normal, and you have to sit in at what they call a reading. Now, this is where you sit down and they ask you questions, and the questions will be in Spanish. So if you don't speak fluent Spanish, you need to take somebody with you. I went with my Spanish wife and we were walking through it with them, and they were telling us about what we're going to be signing for in the following week. So it's a pre-appointment. They go through everything point by point, what you're going to be doing, and then after they've read through it and they want to make sure you understand, they ask you individual questions. So they asked my wife questions and then they asked me questions, and these questions are not just yes no answers. They are different questions for each of you, and they're making sure that you do understand. This is a new rule here in Spain that came out last year. And this is before you buy and sell or sign anything. It's because there's so many people buying property here and they didn't understand, and later on, a couple of years later, they complained about it. Well, now you have to do this pre-reading at the notary. It's completely free. It's included in the prices, and you go back after you've done the reading. You have to sign that you've understood everything. They sign as well to make sure that they think that you've understood everything, and then you go back for the official signing a week later, and that's much quicker now because they don't have to read. They still read through it, but they don't read through it and dot all the I's and T's. So yeah, there's a new thing out now. Be aware of this. If you're going to the reading, it's called a reading first at the notary, you should take somebody with you that speaks Spanish, otherwise you will struggle. How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees there.
Helping people who are living and working in Spain. It's The Right Way with David Wright.
So So have you got your driving licence exchange yet? British people living in Spain, you've got till the 15th of this month, so you've only got a few days left. Driving licence exchange cut-off date is the 15th of September, so don't delay. That 6-month period is ending on the 15th of September. Now, also, a lot of people ask about the 90-day rule. How long can you stay in Spain? 90 days in every 180 days. And now, this is a bit complicated to explain here, but I've downloaded a calculator for you. There is an online calculator that you can put in your dates, how long you're here, when you're coming and going and things like that. And there's one for a mobile phone as well. It's easy, just put in the dates when you're here and it calculates how much longer you can stay, or it can calculate in the future how long you can stay. And if you want to download that calculator, just go over to the Almeria Radio website, go onto my page there, drop down menu on the right way with me, David Wright. There's the info page. On the info page there is the 180-day calculator, so you can download that and find out yourself. So it's Friday, it's almost a weekend, so what do you recommend? What do you drink at the weekend? Do you like wine? Do you like beer? Any recommendations on a good bottle of wine? So I have a Wine Friday on my website and get recommendations. Now, we like the red wine, the Governor. It's a pretty good bottle of wine, that one. And they brought out a white now, the Governor in white. That is very nice as well, worth a try, that one. And it's around €2.80, €3 a bottle, so pretty good value. And for my anniversary a couple of weeks ago, I had a very nice bottle of special double distilled tequila given to me. I'm a bit of a tequila freak, so yeah, I'll be getting into that. I think we're about halfway through it already. Unbelievable, isn't it? But anyway, talking about tequila, this one works out perfectly.
Live.
David Wright.
David.
The Afternoon Show.
Now, don't forget, I told you yesterday on my show about the 5 different pets that are being banned in Spain in September the 29th. That's the end of this month. There's some new rules and regulations on pets, what you can and can't have here in Spain. I did have that on my show yesterday. And also, I gave you some information about some new rules and regulations that are coming out in September. So there's lots of changes here in Spain in September. And you can go and check out all of those on the Almeria Radio website, on the information page there on my page. That's on Almeria Radio website. Go over, drop down menu on the right hand side, and there's my page there. That's my page where the info is. All the information I give out on the shows is all over there, so if you miss anything, you can go over there and catch up with all the latest news and information on Spain.
Your music. Live.
David Wright.
David.
The Afternoon Show.
There's something else you need to be aware of as well, this pet insurance. A lot of people are still confused about this. It's not actually a pet insurance, it's a civil liability insurance. And that also starts in September. Every dog in Spain needs to be registered now, and you need to have a civil liability insurance. Now, this is nothing to do with the health of the dog or with your veterinary insurance or anything like that. This is a civil liability insurance. It protects your dog and it protects the owner of the dog. And every dog in Spain needs to be registered and have this insurance from September. So if you're not sure on that, again, it's over on the information page, all the information about that, or you can search for it online. It starts at around €20 up to about €80-90 depending on the dog and the policy that you have, but you do need this insurance for your dog. It's a civil liability insurance.
Do we want to get right?
That's Rob Mack coming up in about 1 minute time, so stand by for that. And thanks to everybody for joining me in the comment section. I'll be back same time, same place next week. And remember, all the information is over on the Almeria Radio website, on my page there, The Right Way with me, David Wright. On the information page, everything you need to know about living and working in Spain. See you next week.
That's all, folks.